A chili flower is upon us. Quickly, we must destroy it for science! Captain's log, December 7th, 1887. I, Wilberforce Weird, find myself most perturbed. My records have changed mysteriously. Indeed, the very fabric of the Unterzee around me appears to be different to how I remember it. Almost as if the world itself was somehow forgotten or erased from a page, and a new world created that was an imperfect copy. When I consult my map, I find that Station 3 is missing altogether, and there are no records of the port report that I gathered there. Furthermore, Abbey Rock has moved, and new locations appear to be marked. The Salt Lions, Wolf's Rift, Flitterstone Isle. Although this is most disturbing, it also fills me with a renewed sense of wonder and excitement at the world. And indeed, curiosity. Am I even still the same Wilberforce Weird? The crew seems unaware. All of fallen London, in fact, is going on as if nothing has happened. My friend, the plausible surgeon, continues his studies. The Chipping Norton is, as I remember it, though the hold contains some strange items. For example, an outlandish artifact. This belongs in a museum, assuming that colonial imperial appropriations for the purposes of hegemonic taxonomization is a suitable response to the problem of intercultural contact, which it probably is, because museums are magnificent institutions. I've also come across this lamentable relic. This is all of us, one day. But let's not be in a tearing hurry about it. Indeed, a somewhat disturbing discovery. Not to mention a revelatory chart. The dark-spectacled admiral will want to see this. If our Admiralty's favour is high enough, I'm uncertain as to whether it is, though, of course, I recall meeting the dark-spectacled admiral, and indeed I recall him being most pleased on our report for Station 3, and yet it seems that has never occurred. Still, we will not know if we don't try. Let us ask to speak to a higher authority. Do you have an appointment? Not as such. Once you've proven yourself, perhaps. Survey 3 ports and return to win the Admiralty's approval. I believe we have surveyed 3 ports, and yet this strange change which has occurred in our world has left us without such favour, and indeed rather poor, with but 30 echoes to our name. It seems that our first adventure did not go as well in this particular reality, for this particular crew and captain. But now that I, Wilberforce Weird, have become aware of what's going on, I shall make amends. Rest assured, men of the Chipping Norton, things shall improve from here on out. So I believe we have surveyed these ports nearby to London. It seems our original course was the same, but we have also charted some new locations. Fieldhaven, Flitterstone Isle, and Wolf's Rift, not to mention the mysterious and enigmatically named Salt Lions. Very well, our new course shall take us north a short way, I believe, and then out to the east. We shall discover these new locations. Men of the Chipping Norton, prepare yourselves once again for adventure on the Unterzee. Make sail, make smoke, as we depart fallen London. And we can make use of a new pet. Actually, I believe it was aboard ship all along, but a salty old Zee Captain by the name of Fallen made me aware of it. Fly forth, Zee-Bat! Scout out the area and bring back news of what lies. And it has returned! The Zee-Bat's report. Hunter's Keep is some distance to the northeast. Helmsman, Derek, we can make a short diversion, I believe. Bring us about to the port. Is it? Port or start? Port is correct, yes. Discovered Hunter's Keep. There she is. Indeed, she was very close. Well done, my Zee-Bat. Maybe we can find fresh stories here. Discovered Low Barnet. You have gained a secret. Speak to your officers to improve your abilities. Oh, we could speak to The plausible surgeon! On the horizon, a sickly yellow light glimmers for a moment, then fades. Alright, Hunter's Keep, let's see what you have. Let's see what you are. A quiet isle, a grand old house, Hunter's Keep. A hump of dark rock swathed in mist, like 100 other Unterzee islands. But here, a grand house, windows aglow, lawns impossibly green and lush in the false starlight, raked gravel paths. You stand on the docks, at the sea nudges the ship's sides. An unexpectedly warm breeze carries the faintest trace of lavender. Present yourself at the house. They will have heard your ship come in. Why hide? Walk in the gardens, take a couple of burly sailors with you, just in case. But the gardens are tranquil as moonlight. Reconnoitre the island, plunging cliffs, soft green lawns, a well tucked away in the fold of the grounds. Anything else? Let us reconnoitre the island and see what we can discover. The seas silence. Ships rarely come here. Nothing changes, even the weather. The house is the heart of the isle. The house and the sisters. But the Admiralty may be happy to know that nothing's changed, at least. You now have a port report for Hunter's Keep. I'm sure the Admiralty will be very pleased to receive that. Shall we spy on the house? This place may not be as simple as it seems. A modest challenge. Or we could take a couple of burly sailors and walk the gardens. Let's do that first, shall we? The lawns are neatly trimmed, and the night flowers of the Neath bloom here in profusion. You watch the hedgerows, but nothing comes to menace you. You can savour the peace. There is a pointed cough from the shadow of a potting shed. An angular woman in a maid's uniform, her eyes a peculiar sulphurous yellow, advances. Frowning, she indicates the house, turns on her heel, and leaves. We've lost 5 terror. Wonderful! We're not quite so terrified anymore. You know something of Hunter's Keep. Interesting. They will have heard your ship come in. Why hide? We can no longer spy on them, it seems. In that case, we shall present ourselves. Knock, and enter. A maid with smouldering topaz eyes shows you into a parlour where the 3 young women wait. A visitor, the youngest cries. The next youngest chuckles. The eldest sighs. Do excuse the indecorum, she says. Visitors are rare. You are very welcome. I am Cynthia. The noisy one is Phoebe, and the cheerful one is Lucy. You are in good time for lunch. Will you join us? Home, warmly lit windows, company, peace. Thoughts of home come at the strangest times. We are acquainted with the sisters of Hunter's Keep. Good. Luncheon with the sisters. Will we lunch with Cynthia, the eldest, melancholy, pensive, occasionally dramatic. Or the sister Lucy. Lucy, the middle sister, is sunny, restless, prone to giggles. Or with Phoebe. Phoebe is soft voice, watchful, unpredictable. It seems to me that the proper thing to do, the most polite thing, would be to luncheon with the eldest, Cynthia. She is melancholy, pensive, but occasionally dramatic. She may even have some good stories for us to fill our journal with. Very well then, Cynthia, we shall luncheon with you. Cynthia grasps your arm and whispers to you. Her eyes are wide and blue. Her hair is wild and tangled. Bats might nest in it. It seems to you that you are sitting on a hillside above a wide blue lake, listening to a story of a murder. An axe, a net, blood on scented water. Another chop? Cynthia asks. You've barely touched your food. Here, I'll have the maid wrap something up for you. You can't be hungry. It's not safe to be hungry. We have lost 40 hunger. We are acquainted with the sisters. And a whole load of other stuff, look. Tales of terror. And supplies. That is all for now. What an interesting keep. What interesting sisters. Perhaps we should return here and become ourselves acquainted with the other sisters, now that we have done the right thing, the proper thing, and lunctioned with the eldest. Is there anything else that we can do here? Not receiving visitors. The parlour is empty. Where are the sisters? News! News! This is locked. We need to have one recent news to bring to the sisters before they will speak to us again. Well, let us not harass them. We shall depart like the gentlemen we are, back into the Unterzee. Farewell! Launch! Prepare the Chipping Norton. We set to sea once again. Now, where are we going? We were heading to the east, weren't we, men? Come, men of the Chipping Norton. Put your backs into it. Shovel the coal. Man the engine room. And other nautical terms. Boris, I believe you're on the helm, aren't you? Steady as she goes. Derek down in the engine room. We don't actually need full power. But you know what? Let's do it anyway. Why not? December 8th, 1887. Shepherd's Wash, the salty hinterland of London, home to hermits, nuns, and shadowy business. Let's check the map, make sure that we need to kind of like maybe bear south a little bit more. Come about, Boris. Make for south, where east? Southeast is the direction we shall go. I see a light on the distance. Oh, it's this island. Red lights aglow. An island stands. Station 3! We have discovered Station 3 at last! Oh, there is a gillyflower! A gillyflower is upon us. Quickly, we must destroy it for science! And then we are able to research it. Oh, it seems like quite a tough one. Quick, back all engines. Back all engines. Full reverse. Fire on it again. The gillyflower is quite a tough one. Looks like it's going to attack again. Boris, keep that thing in the firing arc. Derek, man the weapons. One more shot should do it. Oh, we took quite a pounding there. The hull really took a pounding. The gillyflower. Is it a young jellyfish? A lesser subspecies? Do the dreams of jellyfish become real? In any case, now it is a sad slick of goo dissolving into the Zee. Scoop it up! Perhaps you can eat it! Better yet, perhaps your sailors can! Let it disperse. Watch its oil rainbow colours fade. Ooh. Sure. Maybe something cool will happen. Maybe we can observe it. Unlocked when surveyed. Visage is... Alright, let's do it. A face. From above, the gillyflower's cap does look a little like a woman's face. She dissolves like smeared paint. We have one Zee story. Oh, nice. That can go into our journal. That will be possibly the opening chapter or the second chapter. Look at that. We just kind of did a reverse handbrake turn. Nice work, Boris, on the helm there. That was some seriously handy helmsmaning. Piloting, I believe, is perhaps the correct term. Sailing. Come, let us dock in Station 3. I feel like we've already been here. But apparently we have not. We may infer a Station 1 and a Station 2. We may conjecture a Station 4. We may even believe that we have been here before. And yet reality would seem to disagree. Fine then. Machinery hums behind high steel walls. Up the hill there are visible outlines of warehouses and buildings with a spire. But the lamps are low where they burn at all. And your ship, the only one in the harbour. Sounds familiar, does it not? It sounds most familiar. It might be best to get a look from a distance. I think this may be what we did before, so that's what we're going to do again. Church or something else? You stand on the high point of your ship and look to shore. There is a steepled building on the horizon, by far the largest thing in sight. No cross marks, the top of it, nor any other symbol you recognize. We have a port report for Station 3. Should we try the gates? Search for signs of other visitors? It never hurts to know what you're up against. Let's do it. It's a chancy challenge. No evidence. You walk the quays looking for any little sign that might show what sort of ships dock here, and what they deliver. but you find nothing conclusive. Not even so much as a smear of pitch or a damp footprint. If any ship but yours be tied up here in recent days, it has left no evidence. That is all for now. Mirrors 50 failed in a challenge. Try again. You may have better luck. Oh. Maybe if we speak to the plausible surgeon and pages. No, we want to increase our mirrors. Which is our mirrors? We have 50 mirrors. Okay. Detection and perception. The higher your mirrors, the quicker you can find firing solutions in combat. Oh, we want more mirrors then. But let's increase his pages. What is pages? 26. Esoteric and occasionally practical knowledge. Increases the speed at which you convert fragments to secrets. Fine. Hello, my dear, my dear. Sit down carefully. Just let me tidy away these implements. We don't want any carelessness now, do we? Oh-ho! We'd like to talk about secrets, would we? Secrets are my very favourite. Spending a secret will improve your pages, but no higher than 50. How many secrets do we have? I have 3. Fine, let's do it. We will spend a secret. Personal attention. He likes to sit very close when he speaks, the plausible surgeon. He speaks familiarly of disease and hauntings, as if he knew their first names, but chose not to disclose them out of courtesy or discretion. This makes some of his advice confusing, but you do learn intriguing details. Very well, our pages has increased. We could just keep doing that, I guess, and if we wanted to keep bumping our pages up, but let's hold off on doing that just now. Shall we try the gate of Station 3? The only way past the walls is an unimposing but sturdy-looking gate of triple-barred silvery metal. A sign beside it reads, Deliveries. I seem to remember that last time we did not make this attempt. But let's give it a try this time. No way in. The metal is steel hard and icy cold to the touch. Attempts with chisels and crowbars fail. Perhaps if you could bring the ship's guns to bear, but no. If you return with a certain delivery, the gate will be open. You'll know if you find it. All right, we don't have that delivery. It was to no avail, and I believe that we may have not gotten quite such a good result from this place as the last time that we visited Station 3 in another reality. However, that is just the ways, the whims of the Unterzee, it seems, and we shall have to accept it and move on. There is nothing left to see here. Do they have any shops? They have no shops. Very well, men, let us put to sea. We have found out all that we can from Station 3. To sea! Now, where are we? Station 3. We want to Wolf's Rift, the Sisterhood, Thornwell Croft, Field Haven. Oh, I want to head back. We want to head back to the west, I think, now. We don't want to get too far. Well, I say that, actually. I suppose we could just head a little bit more to the east. We've got lots of fuel. We've got plenty of supplies. The situation seems fairly secure. Come, men, let us be bold. Let us adventure once more deeper into the Unterzee. Send out the Zee Bat that it may reveal some informations. It is a long way to the west. The Shepherd Isles. Strange music. Creeping tendrils of fungus. Zee-weed. Unnameable flora. We enter the snares. A large island hoves out of the darkness. What is this? Is that a shipwreck? That looks like a Liège-class steamer wrecked on the shore. Hopefully this will not happen to us. But a port is visible, though this island seems unnamed. Discovered Saints Haven. December 10th, 1887. Distant bells. Ready? Pow! Oh, right in the gentleman's region. But again, he didn't even flinch. This barbarian is made of some seriously stern stuff. Is it even working? I'm not sure. Let's try again. Ready?